Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sir Tommy P, Defender of the Faith.
And I'm Empress Emilia.
And we are the Nephilim Murder Crew. And it is Christmas Day. And we are joined today by Meat Cavern. Will, say hello to everybody.
My knickers.
Yes.
How are you tonight, sir?
Source of the knickers.
I'm doing good. I'm kind of crouching next to the cell phone a little close because the earbuds aren't working and it's a little quiet. Some technical difficulties on my part, but we're getting through it.
Okay. We'll push through.
It's working. We hear you. So
the people hear you. We could see you.
Yeah.
It all counts.
Yeah, nobody cares if you can hear. No.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, we had you on tonight because we've been wanting to do a fishing episode for a while, and we know you enjoy fishing. I don't know if anybody had put two and two together, but I think the first 25 episodes of the show, I always wore a different fishing shirt. Like the one I'm wearing tonight is my Colville Outfitters, Colville Precision Reels. If you're into center pin fishing, which I'm into center pin fishing, Colville's a good quality reel.
Nice fucking setup, Tom.
Yeah, and then Big Y Fly Company out of Bend, Oregon.
I like whenever he orders from them because like whenever they pick your order, they check off what they're writing and as they're doing it, and then they write like they sign it that they did it, and they write something sweet every time.
A little thank you note every time.
Thanks for your order. I hope you have a great time. Tight lines, like there's
a good way to do a business. That's a way to get them.
Honestly, that's why I keep going back to them too, even though they're all the way across the country from me at this point in my life. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's that personal, you know what I mean? Like, they're mom and pop, a family owned business, and they go that extra mile. And I'm sure, most fishing brands do, the small ones. Yeah.
A little love goes a long way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and the type of fishing you like to do and all that. While you're here, basically.
Well, I met you guys specifically through the Dangerous Retards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out Top, the Tower Gang, David.
God bless the Corbos.
They did an amazing job just like connecting good people.
Yeah.
We're in a collective
cool.
bunch.
That's it's amazing how that circle works, how we find each other. So to get to me, my kind of fishing, I'm a Puyallup fucking snagger.
Nice.
No,
I did that for a lot of years, buddy. I fished at Puyallup River, right behind Mama Sortini's back there. There's that one big deep hole that nobody fishes because they don't know how to get out to the sandbar in the middle.
Mama Sortini's, that's a popular one around here.
Yeah,
I try and stay away because I don't want to get like my car windows and shit broken out.
Yeah, it's a lot worse than back when I used to fish there. I know it is nowadays.
The bombs are thick now, Tom. The bombs are thick. How many years has it been since you guys moved?
So we left in 2018.
Yeah.
So you're fairly familiar with the.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's always been a certain way, but it's gotten worse over like the last 5 years. From what I understand, it's like since we
the white street shitters they run deep. Now they're fucking everywhere. So I try and be careful. Pick the spots well. Mama Sortini's is a good hole. The old cannery. The old cannery was the first time I ever caught a pink salmon, maybe back in 2007-ish, give or say.
That's funny because I think that's right around the same time I got my first salmon. It was 2006 or 2007. Out of the Puyallup River.
It's an eye-opener. Yeah. Always into fishing. As a kid, my dad took me out to Kapowsin Lake. I don't know. I was 7 or 8. Tried to get me into some trout. Not far from Emily's stomping grounds there.
Yep.
And we didn't catch shit. Nothing. And now it's like just for fun. When the salmon fishing's slow, like we're nothing official. Like me and my brother-in-law, he's got a van and we'll load a fucking canoe on top of the fucking van,
Smart.
and we'll get the canoe on Kapowsin Lake just to catch like shitty panfish, sunfish, the bluegill.
Yeah.
And I think back to it, I was like, how the fuck did my dad not get me into a fish when I was 7 years old out there? They're everywhere. You look into the water, a little bit of polarized fish, millions of them. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on, Pops, you got to do better. You had to do better by me.
How's Alder Lake looking? Has that recovered at all?
I stay away from Alder Lake. What else is out there? Tanawax.
Tanawax. Hadley learned how to swim at Tanawax.
Oh God! Thank God you didn't drown. Thank God.
Yeah.
Well, there's that little fishing hole where all the kids hang out. That's where she learned how to swim.
Oh! I thought I said you learned how to swim in Tanawax. The kid? Oh,
hell no! Hey. I don't leave that little baby section. There's monsters in Tanawax. What are you talking about?
No.
Just kidding. It's vegetation. That's all it is. There's nothing creepy in there. It's too cold.
What else is good out that way? So I like to go a little further. Highway 12. We'll hit up as far as like the trout fishing and all that. If I'm not in Tanawax, or we'd actually, I got some stories of sneaking on to Fort Lewis to go fishing too. Going up to Rife Lake, which is half the water levels dropped because the dams are all fucked up there now. We go up to Rife Lake. What else is out there? Mossy Rock.
Yeah.
Boxcar.
Correct. And so you got those towns out there, Randall, Packwood.
Yep, I've done some fishing up Packwood area.
Morton, Packwood. Oh, fuck. I love Packwood.
Yeah.
So get this shit. That whole area is one of my favorite places to fucking just travel and be, like, whether it's camping, hanging out, what, but there's just so much activity out there. There's
no, I agree. I've been out there a lot doing that. So yeah, that's a great area. That whole area is
it's beautiful. And it's like there's still the tweakers and all that, but they're like the good kind of white tweakers. They're not like the shitty, dirty ones that are gonna like break into your car right off the side of the Puyallup River. Like deep forested tweakers from the city tweakers. It's a night and day difference. High quality shit.
Right.
So
they're solving problems out there.
Oh, I mean, it gets worse by the day. That's what happens when you live in a liberal bastion hellhole. I totally understand why you guys left.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like
I missed so much about it. I spent so many years backpacking through the Alpine Lakes Wilderness and all over the Cascade Mountains, honestly, doing high alpine lake fishing for trout. Oh, so many good trout out of those lakes.
Tom, you almost sound like a weak-wristed fly fishing fanatic. Just kidding. No, that kind of shit is dope. I love.
I didn't get into fly fishing when I was out there. I didn't get out into fly fishing until later. So like that was all done with ultralight spin rod and black rooster tails, man. I would just black rooster tail with a cast master would be like all I take up to these lakes, and I just catch so many trout on them.
It's fucking fun, and it kind of depends on the personality. I got friends like that. I would say, hey, we're gonna go out on the canoe. We're gonna catch some of these, 4-inch fucking fish, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm not going out. I'm not gonna do that. I want to go catch an 8-pound steelhead or whatever. And it's like I can have a blast. Just I don't know. It turns me into a little kid just going out there and catching little sunfish, little bluefish, bluegill, or pumpkin seeds, all that kind of shit. It's like the smallest tug. It only takes one little tug.
Yeah.
I can do that shit all day.
Yeah. There's times where we've just specifically gone out to do the little pan fishing just because it's so much fun.
Yeah, I'll
It's
bring
just like a fun little afternoon where you can.
I got this little we both have little 3-weight fiberglass fly rods, just flimsy little things, you know what I mean? So even a little bluegill is like, it's got this thing bent over and it's taking off, and you're just having fun.
It's a nice fight.
It's the funnest. The ultralight rod. So I'm kind of I wouldn't say a snobby fisherman. Like I'm not like a super faggot fly for fisherman, like picking shit apart. But like when it comes to fishing rods, I like my Lima glasses. I like my G Loomises. So even when I'm going out and doing like low quality fishing for this shitty little like nigger fish, I like to I'll still go out and buy a $200 ultralight Lima glass rod to go catch something like some black guy's gonna throw in a fucking deep fryer. Like it's the ultralights. It's good on your soul. It feels so good. Just it doesn't matter what size fish. Just watching that tiny little tip bend over. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes for a good fishing.
Yeah, no, I've invested way too much money in ultralight stuff myself, but I get it. Like I said, I'll do center pin fishing for. I have a pinland set for basically just for doing small trout. So like I got a Colville reel and a 10.5 foot blood run float rod.
Explain center pin. Explain center pin to the feeling. So I've kind of watched some Midwest videos, and you don't see that shit as much. But explain the center pin reel.
Okay, so center pin reel's got no drag. It freely spins both directions, and it's just a 1-to-1 reel. You know what I mean? There's no gearing. It's just basically a line holder, and you throw it out. It's float fishing basically. So you set it up with float and shot line and whatever bait you want to use. We use spawn sacks out here in the Midwest as opposed to just roe, but whatever you want to use. And you just it's kind of an art to casting it, but you get it up there just a little upstream of you, and you float it, and then when it gets to the end of the drift, it's got no drag, so you can feather with your finger and keep a completely natural drift for far down the river as you want to go with it.
Working with the flow.
Yeah, and so you can get this completely natural drift without any type of interference or tug or and you can even, because as we all know, fish in rivers, the current up top is a lot faster than the current at the bottom. So you can literally use your fingers on the spool as it's letting line out to kind of try to mimic that flow closer to the bottom. So increase your chance of kids. It's really finesse fishing. You're really
you feel the river in your fingertips.
Yeah,
pretty much.
As the line, you can feel how that spool's going, how the current's taking the line, and you can give it a little pressure to slow it down a little bit. So you're floating a little slower than the top current, but really close to the center of the lower current where the fish are. So you get more of a natural drift.
And it's about that feel. I remember the first time upgrading to a new rod, and I felt it's kind of like how like some white bitches will watch murder mysteries and they think like they're getting into the head of like a serial killer.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got a Lima glass, and it's wow, I can feel this is sand down here, or I can feel this is rock, and then it's like I'm getting into this fish's head right now. I fucking know where they're at. I know that maybe that's kind of part of fishing too, is when you first get into it, you're so like out of bounds of where you are. You're happy to just catch something. You're happy to just feel it. And you go a little further. Wow, I'm kind of dialing this in a little bit. And then all of a sudden you're like, I can solve a fucking murder right now. I know where these fish are. I know what they want, and I know how to fucking drag them in. It's the progression there, and it takes years, and that's what's kind of hard. Like sometimes I'll invite a chick, hey, come out fishing, or some coworker, I want to go fishing. Like, man, I do not. You're not going to enjoy this. You're going to blow your bait caster out. You're going to be ripping. You're going to be snagging up every other cat. It's the first couple of years, as far as like the Pacific Northwest kind of drift fishing bullshit. Like it is frustrating. It is really fucking frustrating. But then you hit that point like, oh fuck, I can do this.
Yeah, and you know when that point is?
Fish.
That point is when you can start to feel the difference, especially when you're like bottom bouncing across the Puyallup River or something. When you start feeling the difference between a fish hitting and just you hitting something on the bottom and just yanking every time you feel a bump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just rip it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's in the asshole this time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's when you feel like you start figuring it out, when you can feel the difference now, or more or less, between the bottom and a fish.
It's the best fucking feeling. I can't even describe it to some people. Like,
Yes, especially when you hook into like a big old king salmon, or it's just like, oh, it's just whew.
And then you start feeling the difference between the fish. Oh, that's a king. He's fucking he's rolling deep. He's hunkering down. He's digging his head into the mud. He's fighting me hard. Then say like a coho or a steelhead, and you just watch it do 8 backflips across the top of the water. Like the feeling. You start getting the feeling between the different. It's a connection. It's like a way to kind of open up your soul. Like when you're fighting against them, and when you start. It's just it's hard for me to put into words. It's truly like a connection to nature, though. It's not it's barbaric, or throw up. It's like, fuck you, cunt. Like this is how I get my soul right. Just going out and feeling fish. I don't even kill most fish these days. And that's exclusively what I did when I was younger. This fucker's dead. This fucker's dead. Kill it. Now it's like just and it's not out of like a moral sense. It's just because I'm lazy and I don't feel like
I don't want to
getting a fish out. But just to go out, and there's so many guys, like old white guys or some of the Mexicans I work with, that they look at me like I'm a complete fucking lunatic, 'cause I'm not keeping all these fish to throw in the freezer. But it's just to go out there and get the feeling, just to be out, in God's woods, in the river, having your feet in the water. It's like there's a connection, and it feels good. It feels fucking good.
Like trademark good. Just like it's a good, wholesome, like I'm supposed to be doing this. God is pleased with me doing this.
There's something about wading in the river, I'll be honest with you, because like we was it last year around this time, a couple months at the beginning of December. Last year was when I bought our boat.
Oh, yep.
And pretty much we stuck to the boat for nothing for like the full year, basically, up until maybe a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, it felt so good to wade the river again after like a year of being on a boat. It was like,
oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
It is. And so my suggestion is use the boat to get to spots where like the general public can't get their feet in the water. Take it down a couple of drifts. You see a sandbar, hop out, get in the river, feel it. So get this shit. I drive a Dodge Charger. I like mad nigger as shit. So I don't have a trailer. I've wanted a boat. My brother-in-law's got the canoes, and I got buddies. I have buddies that guide, and they'll get me on, and I get other guys on for discounts, but I haven't personally done that. But if I did have one, I feel so comfortable with my feet in the water that's how I would kind of skip and jump down the river and hop out.
Do some fishing.
Find the spot, throw a couple rigs. So get this, Tom, with the Puyallup, all that kind of shit, and that's kind of like how I developed learning how to fish. So drift fishing. You got your weight, your corky, your yarn, all that kind of shit.
Yep. That's Puyallup River fishing, man, right there.
It's developed further It's gone kind of Alaskan, and this was actually even before you guys left Washington. It's turned into, someone, the red corky. The red corky is hitting all the fish, or use the blue corky, and you start learning none of that shit matters.
No.
So I've gone from my little 5 foot long leader from my main line to the actual gear, your corky. I'm running 16 foot long leaders. I have no yarn. I'm using the tiniest little bead. I actually wish I had one here to pull up. Like you could pinch it. It's just so small, it's so tiny, like a quarter of the size of a corky, even that.
Yeah.
But it's turned into not. And this is where fly fishermen, bait fishermen get caught up on kind of calling the way I do it. Like it is kind of niggerish, kind of Ukrainian. Maybe we can touch on some of the Ukrainians in the river too. But so I'm casting out, and I'm laying. It's like, they're not hitting this corky or this color. I'm laying a trip wire. I'm casting out and laying a 16-foot trip wire out there for the fish that are going up. So I'm kind of a flossing ass nigger, which is frowned upon in a lot of the fishing community.
Not technically illegal as long as you're catching them in the mouth. Yeah. I've almost gotten in fights with guys on the river for that. Like, you're snagging. I'm like, next one in the mouth. If I'm flossing and I feel like I got the right angle, and a lot of it comes down to the angle, I can hit a salmon in the mouth 90% of the time, 80% just for a lower figure. But it comes down to the angle, the weight too, because some guys use too much weight, they get snagged up, they're just sitting there, and then their shit eventually kind of falls into the school of fish. It's but I don't. So you'll see Mexicans, you'll see Ukrainians, or low quality whites out there. Their whole objective is just to get a fish in, and they don't care if they pull it in by the ass. They don't care if they get it in sideways. And that's snagging, and that is not my objective when I go. I feel that connection to the fish when I get it in the mouth, and that's what I go for. But the technique I use to do a lot of the times where I can get most of my fish is somewhat frowned upon. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bud. We've all been there. I spent years in the Puyallup River snagging fish before I learned how to actually fish. You know what I mean? We've all done it. We can all sit there and say, "Oh, you should never do that." You people who do that are shitbags, but we've all done it. You know what I mean?
It happens.
Yeah.
We all learn how to fish.
And especially when you first get into it, you don't know. Like you just feel you feel something on the end of it. Fucking rip that motherfucker! Like,
I'll be honest with you, bud. Like, and it's not a big deal out here because they're carp and nobody gives a shit. We have so many Asian carp out in like the Illinois River here, so like you can snag them all you want and then throw them on the bank to die because we're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times we'll be out in the Illinois River on the boat, and there'll just be just a pod of these huge school of these Asian carp, and I'll break out my like 8-weight fly rod with an intermediate sinking line on it, and just cast it out there over them, let it sink for a minute, and then just basically go to cast again, so it just rips the streamer right, and just get one right in the back every time.
Like when I came in here, like it's like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? I don't know. And it's like as people start telling fishing stories. You
just start unlocking your own shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that reminds me, we would go out to the Lake Tapps. And they got dikes. It's a man-made lake. Dikes all around it. So on the back end, towards the Buckley side, there's the flume, which is like kind of like the swampland before where they would regulate. They back in the day, these they would drop Lake Tapps down to a mud hole during the summer, fill it back up. These days they keep it pretty well full most all of the year, but God, like my 20s fishing stories are so niggerish. So we would go back there.
20s fishing stories
And-
aren't
Right, yeah, but like none of us in our 20s were out there
aside
like
from this new generation of YouTuber
Yeah.
fisher person,
No,
like
no,
all
no.
of us were douchebags in our 20s.
yeah, we all went out there to catch fish in a way we couldn't until we learned how to actually fish, but that's just how it went.
Yeah,
We
you
all
just
know
want to see something come in. So we would sneak back in the flume. I don't even know. I don't even think it's public fishing. We
No,
go
it's
back
not.
there on some of the dikes. You know, you have this raised mound pretty much going around keeping the water in, and you would see carp and you would see tiger muskie. Do they have tiger muskie around you guys, or is it just pike or muskie?
We have
We have muskie. I don't know about tiger muskie.
I'm
So,
sure
so
there's
tiger muskies are, and you guys probably know, so I'm just kind of explaining this for the crowd if anyone's even watching this shit.
I don't know. Plenty of people watching right now, yeah.
Oh,
Rick.
Rick.
I can't see the chat. I don't even want to see the chat. As Scotty or some other dangerous retard said they were going to nigger bomb in here.
Nobody's been mean to you. Emily said you're quite handsome. And she also says that she has really good fish in the rivers and stuff around her.
Hubertimo, open the link and join us now. It is not too late.
in the old Virginia rivers. Oh, Q, my nigga, let's go.
Okay,
Get in here, dude. I'm trying to carry this shit. Let's go.
Family stuff. The idea of crashing out from being Santa did not cross my mind, but that also checks out. That checks out. I remember at some point around like 2 to 4 p.m. That's nap time. You nap because you've been up all night long.
Oh shit! I was up all night dancing last night. Like
Okay. So I almost want to make Tom switch spots with me, because there was a whole bunch of stuff going in the chat when you guys were nerding out.
Oh, what's going on?
Which was fine. But
I saw
Nancy,
protocol. I said I brought him.
oh,
up.
that's like 2 days ago in chat time. Further up, Nancy said to ask you about something.
she requesting a dance song. Fucking bitch.
Did you record your jam session?
No, that's Jules. That's them talking to Jules. Still going. Still up there.
Jules, my nigga. What's up, handsome faggot?
Oh, there we go. Can you guys ask Meaty to not forget about his little Willie?
Guys, tell Meaty
not to forget about his little Willie.
Oh, that's she requested a song. I forget the name of the artist.
Little Willie. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a thing.
So last night, you know, it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas. Everyone's doing their family shit.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I took it upon myself to be like Nancy's entertainment. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna dance like a dumbass. And it devolved into her sending me Jackson 5 Christmas tree songs and all sorts of bullshit. And I was kind of using it practice for this stream. Like, fuck it. If I can dance like a dumbass, like I can do this shit. I can talk about fishing.
You could do
so I just kind of went a little overboard till like 3 a.m. AM Pacific time, just dancing like a complete jackass.
Oh, goodness. Hey, memories though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good memories.
That's what it's about.
Now you have a new Christmas Eve tradition.
just popping and locking. Just getting fucking done with it.
Niche Jackson 5 tracks.
Yeah.
Nancy says it was a good time. That's good. I'm glad you guys had a good time.
It was actually a lot of fun. I was surprised. Like, I thought everyone was asleep. No one's gonna see it. Then all of a sudden, like after one dance video, you see like 15 people just aren't you faggots are all normally in bed by now? What the fuck is going on? I guess everyone had the day off. Everyone had Christmas off. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, everybody was at midnight mass late. That's what the deal was, right?
Will you?
Will I what?
Oh, I'll do it real quick. I got it. You're good. Carry on.
Okay.
Midnight mass.
Oh yeah, but actually they don't even do midnight mass anymore at midnight. It's all done at 10 o'clock now.
Rick, if you go to our Twitter DMs, I am tagging you in the.
I got some funny stories on Rick too. We did not get along when first coming into the chat at all. At least through my eyes. But maybe I was being a sensitive little bitch. I mean,
honestly, do not take the being a sensitive little bitch thing personally, because as someone who's been around for a while, almost everybody when they pop in and get bombarded by the crew is a sensitive little bitch. At some point, somebody gets their feelings hurt. Somebody misreads a text in their brains, and most importantly, we must all remember that personality and tone does not come through letters on a screen. It doesn't come through, and like I don't know. I don't think that anybody has actually had like legit beef. It's just been momentary misunderstandings.
or not even, like it's just like we're all so these are the people that like to speak their mind. We like to have fun.
We're
We
all
like
opinionated people, yeah.
Someone says something, it's like, I'm gonna call you a faggot. Like it's no hate. It's just it's riffing, just riffing off of each other, pretty much. But then someone riffs on you for 4 or 5 times, and you're like, man, this guy's kind of being a knicker right now. Like, what the fuck's his deal? But it's like, let that shit go and just kind of run with it.
That's true.
But I was still kind of new at the time, and I would say something, and Rick would be like, "You're a faggot! Shut up!" Holy shit, dude, what's this guy's deal? And then you kind of get more familiar with the dynamic. Oh man, I'm just kind of being a little bitch right now. Like, let's fucking go. Let's get after it. You know, let's Tim Pool on this motherfucker. Like, and Rick is a Floridian beast.
He is a Floridian beast. You're correct.
That I've never been on an airplane. I've taken a car to Idaho and Oregon. If I was ever to go somewhere, it would be Florida, just because there's so many
Ricks there.
Our options to fish. I mean, the salt water, the swamps. There's fish in every little single like ditch, pond, piece of shit water out there.
Yes, sir.
It's easy. Correct.
Yeah.
No, it's great. You can
there's so many fish that there's spots where you're not allowed to fish.
We got to thank Bill the Butcher for the $5 Rumble rant. By the way, thank you, Bill the Butcher. I'm on StreamYard.
My nickel Bill, what's going on?
OBS, so I can't show that on the screen because StreamYard doesn't let us show Rumble rant for some reason. But thank you, good sir, for the donation.
Appreciate.
Bill's a real one.
Yeah, yes, he is. Florida is great because you can literally hop in a pond or roadside ditch and catch some bass or some bluegill or some crappie or whatever, and then you can go 5 minutes down the road and hop in the bay in the salt water and go like tarpon or redfish or anything.
It's like a wonderland of fish. It's a fisherman's wet dream to be out there and get into shit. It kind of blows my mind, and I only have YouTube videos to like back up what I think about it, but it's like, damn, like there's days we go here, fuck, we didn't catch shit. Like if you're out in Florida and you're not catching anything, you're a retard. You're fucking retarded.
You're doing something entirely wrong.
You could probably walk up and grab something with your hand if you tried hard enough.
Oh shit.
Let me see if Rick has seen this message in Twitter yet.
Oh well, he is right there in the
He's
chat.
In the chat,
so he knows.
Okay, all right. He's all right. I'm sure Rick will be here when he wants to be here.
He doesn't want to show up, and that's fine. He doesn't have to be on the show. Well, no,
dude,
he doesn't have to.
Spam Rick. Call him a faggot. Dude, just fucking send him hate mail right now. Bitch, Rick, you're being a bitch.
He's eating dinner. He's gonna. He'll
it's Christmas.
We didn't even know if he was actually going to want to be on because it's Christmas. So yeah, we're just I don't know. We're happy you showed up.
Rick says, I see you, meat boy. I see you, nigga.
Rick is a real one. Rick is a real
You guys
one.
have, yeah.
There's a lot of that community too. It's like you don't know how many like minds, and it's not like I'm just searching out for people that like to say the N-word or like to say faggot or whatever. It's just
it's
to find
refreshing.
yourself, and I find it's a blessing to me to be able to kind of worm my way into that neighborhood of like fellow assholes. It's really fun. Really fucking fun.
Yes. I say it's refreshing because for I don't know, probably like the last 10 years, to some degree, all of us have had to modify how we behave and how we act around people for one reason or another, right? Like whether it was the sexual harassment where you can't say honey and dear and doll and toots and all that stuff. You can't do that anymore.
Can't call people broads.
Right.
I'm so pissed off about that.
You can't do that kind of stuff anymore. And then you also can't call anybody a retarded faggot, even though we all grew up calling each other
the retarded faggots. Yeah.
And if anything, like if our parents gave us something we didn't like, I explained this to my kid the other day. She just made a face, and she's like, ew. And I was like, back in my day, we would tell our parents that's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, I can't do that.
That's gay.
You're doing it right. You're doing it right.
I'm like, no, you definitely can. If someone's gay, you just call it gay.
Right. Yeah.
But
don't be called gay. Don't be so fucking gay.
Right. Don't behave so gaily. But that's the thing. It's like a lot of us have had to modify our behaviors and the way that we act, and like, to the degrees that we choose to do it. But it's just nice to be able to like exhale and hang out and be like, "What's up, fucking faggots? How are my retard friends doing today?"
And what's fun about all that is like a lot of times we spend so much time calling each other faggots, retards, every slur under the sun, like Nancy's Gorgilla and Ricky Spanglish, all like we just sometimes racking on each other. But then when we focus that energy on someone like Tim Pool or the next gay faggot that needs to just get his shit broken in.
Yeah.
Like the work we can do together is truly a sight to behold. It's amazing. And it feels so good. Like it warms my heart when I just see when I see Nancy with the N, Toad with the I, Grizz with the G, M coming with the G. Like that shit.
It's fun. It's like the scene in Lord of the Rings where like Gondor calls for aid, and like you're a kid, you're watching the movie, and you're like, Gondor calls for aid, and then like everybody shows up, and you're like, yeah.
There's just 100 just retarded ass psychos ready to call you a nigger coming over the fucking hillside. It's
that's
fucking
not even the
beautiful.
Worst thing we've said today. It's not even the worst thing we said before 10 a.m.
Right. Yeah. Oh shit. Big time.
Yeah.
And kind of trying to install that mindset, which there's a lot of people that kind of like half get it that I work with and half don't. So there's some guys I work with a ton of Mormons, and what's wild is they're Native American Mormons. It's really weird. Fucking like you wouldn't expect that.
That is weird. Native American Mormons.
It's weird. So some of them though they're the Trumpers, the MAGA, this or that. But the second I'm like, well, what about this Jew? Fucking they lose their shit. They lose it.
Yeah.
They're off the rails, can't do nothing. And I'm like, well, what about the niggers? Like, yeah. Now this is me saying this to like a 300-pound fucking Native American fat fuck. And they lose their shit. But what is wild to me is some of the little Mexicans at work. some of these little Mexicans, they are so accepting and like eyes. Or maybe it's because they're used to like white people call them spics or whatever. Build the wall, all this shit. But they are the second they call me a nigger. Like they call me the realest ass white nigger. And so there's kind of this work group chat where we go back, and I've gotten kicked off of it multiple times. Can you believe that? And it's these little Mexican kids coming into work. They're like, "Will's a real nigger. Get him back here." And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like berate your stream with like a ton of N-bombs and all that, but it's kind of relevant, at least as far as my experience. Where I got all these little Mexican kids, and I was like, "Fuck it!" Like, get the fuck out of here, deport you. I don't need you. And all of a sudden, they're the biggest ones coming. Like, dude, he's a real white one. He's a white ass knight. Dude, let's fucking go. So if it wasn't for like these 8 or 9 little Mexican kids at work, and I'm not gonna say I trained them to say the N word. I mean, I've kind of maybe subliminally. But they're the ones coming to my defense, and so I'm slowly working N towers and a little bit of not too much at a time, but like, hey, well, what's this Jew doing? What's that Jew doing? Into the chat a little bit, and it used to go from me getting banned or being called a racist to now I'm starting to get a little traction with coworkers, and what a great feeling it is to work with people where you can just say faggot and oh well this Jew or that, just to kind of open your tongue up a little bit, and that's where kind of people are most sensitive to words
and be able to have real conversations with them.
And it's
them a little bit intellectually.
It makes the work and just being an open racist in work is so freeing. Like having that ability. It's good. It feels good. And that's kind of like what the dangerous retards kind of got me on. Big ups to David and all that kind of shit. It's wild. Actually, and sorry, not to keep babbling, but to get on the dangerous. I remember, I think it was Grizz invited me to chat. And there was someone else that got deleted, but I showed up and I didn't think it was real. I'm like, there's no way. I'm not in a chat with Toad and Raven and all these guys, and I just thought it was like some bull. I don't know. So I'm just pointing a gun at the screen or whatever I did, and all of a sudden Emily, you come in with you point a gun.
Yeah, my little clip art one that Z-Man made me.
I'm like, and I started thinking, like, what the fuck? This is real. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, is this Emily from the Tower Game, like the Tower Game riff episode?
Yeah, Laney in it.
That's
me.
Oh fuck! I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. And so I had to go in and just like message some people on the side, like, Grizz, is this real? Like, who? Like, I don't want to be like the loudest nigger in the room. Like, I want to have fun, but like, I'm not trying to just enter the chat and just be the most obnoxious faggot like right off the bat. And he goes, "No, go full digger nigger mode." Like, fuck. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Here we are a couple months later. And now we were talking about fishing, and I'm just ranching on blacks and whites and Mexican kids. But life works in funny ways.
Yeah, you're not wrong though. Like, I've met a lot of people that I probably would have never met otherwise through this whole thing. So it's
I think it's all around a good thing if the community comes out of it.
Yeah, Yeah,
That's what I
don't know.
appreciate the most. I'm with Will on it, where like I like the community the most.
Yeah. And honestly, the only difference between the community between the people that do the shows and people that watch the shows is the people that do the shows spend a couple bucks on a camera and an internet connection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
At
none
the
of us
end
have
of the
anything
day.
more important to say than the others, to be honest with you, man. Like
No.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's not like my opinions are more valid than your opinions are more valid than Raven's opinion. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like,
And it's nice that most of them are the same opinion.
yeah,
It's a nice
it's a variation of such. We all
or,
yeah.
or at least finding people like that you didn't think that were around that would kind of have the same opinion. But it's like a cult of personality kind of shit too. It's like you know, I'll fall asleep listening to old Tower Gang episodes, just them riffing on shit, like, and then all of a sudden I get kind of like in that sphere, you know, or watching you guys or TLC. I was late on the TLC game too, but like, and then all of a sudden to be where you can kind of almost more personally connect. It's like, you know, like, oh fuck, how do I talk to this celebrity? And Grizz is just like, just call him a faggot.
Yeah, right. They're just regular ass people. They're just regular ass people.
Right,
and that's
right.
Yeah, not that I like enjoy being mean, but not that and it's also not being me being mean. It's like you're just a regular ass person. I'm not gonna treat you special.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
gonna
I
call
call
out
my best
bullshit
friend a
like I call out-
faggot, cocksucker, all this
Right.
shit. Like,
yeah.
why do I
something
gotta
dumb,
treat this guy? This guy's special.
if you're doing some dumb gay shit, I'm gonna tell you stop doing some dumb gay shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct. 100. 100.
Oh goodness.
Oh goodness. So, if we're gonna bring it back to fishing, or maybe we should bring it back to fishing a little
Oh yeah,
bit.
let's reel it in.
okay, yeah.
Reel it
Emily,
in, Grace.
you sent a picture or a video of you guys, and I couldn't tell if it was a gar or what, but Tom reeled in this
A little car, I call
3
it,
foot fucking snake, slimy ass snake that you like when it hit your feet. Like I can identify most fish. We're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
What was that?
That's a gar.
It was a gar.
It was a gar? No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what threw me off and like where the weird sound effects came from, was because he releases it into the water and it is headed towards the water. It about faces and
came
comes
back on
up
land.
onto the bank
Came
and like
back with
oh,
his
yeah.
toes.
Yeah, it kept going at my feet.
Yeah, I was like,
kept going into the water and it kept turning around and coming back onto the back and going at my feet. I was like,
Yeah.
get the fuck away from me.
I was talking with my brother-in-law last night, and that's what's another kind of funny thing about the community was I was telling him stories. So we go on fishing trips. I took him up. We went up to a new spot where they dump to collect all the fish at the Barrier Dam. They put them in a water truck and they truck them up. There's about 5 different spots: Randall, Morton, Packwood. They've even got Lake Skanewa, Yellow Jacket Creek. They've got all these spots where they'll pack 300 fish at a time and they'll truck them up the highway and dump them out.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that kind of shit, me and my brother-in-law, we went up to a new spot. I fished all these for 20 years, and all of a sudden a coworker was like, "Oh, hey, I'm out. I'm camping." And this truck just dumped a bunch of fish next to him. I'm like, wait, where were you at? And he goes, like, it was the one spot for like the last 20 years where I couldn't like specifically find it on the map where they were dumping all these fish. So we go up there, and it's an hour and 45-minute drive from Puyallup, Sumner area where I'm at.
Yep.
And so I'll turn on like Tower Gang episodes or whatever, and just kind of like gently get them into the humor, just kind of try and soak them in it a little bit.
Yeah. Just like,
and like to my regret, like it was the Mark Random episodes, which actually are pretty fucking funny. Like Mark Random's a complete fucking psychotic drug addict faggot, but
yeah, no, I know. I met the guy. I know.
we met him in person,
I know. Yeah.
real live and in
dude, were his eyes like that?
I have not had an experience with a person like Mark Random since I quit bartending. I forgot, to be honest with you. I forgot that variety of human was out there wandering around, paying taxes and voting.
He doesn't.
Well, I don't think he's voting or paying taxes.
Probably not doing either of those things, but like I totally forgot that variety of human existed. The whole experience with him was very surreal for many reasons. It was layers. There was layers of it. I was just like, first initially like, oh gosh, that's the kind of person I'm dealing with. Okay. And then I found out that like everything that went down with Toad, and I was like,
yeah, mad niggerish on his part.
absolutely not. This is ridiculous behavior. How could I want to beat the autism out of Toad? He needs somebody to like take care of him, not beat him.
Right. And then he gets this tweaked out fucking gooner fucking just that was a funny story, but he was taking it he was using Toad.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. If I was ever on the fence, if before that experience, before meeting Mark Random, I was on the fence of like conservatorships. I am now on the solid side of yes, some people need those. There needs to be a system in place where other people
Toad needs a conservator. Is that what you're saying?
No, but Toad needs a wife. Random needs a conservator.
Okay.
Somebody needs to be assigned to take care of that person, because otherwise he's just out here dealing with everyone else as if he's a normal one, and like
I can't say, but I think he's just like tweaking. Like I don't know, but
it's a lack of medication and
Nancy,
self-medicating with kratom.
Nancy, he doesn't just look like a rapist. I'm pretty sure he is a rapist.
Nancy with the banger. Let's go.
Yeah. There was definitely weird vibes coming from him, and he has no shortage of obscene bedroom act stories.
He's not someone you'd want to go out with, like by yourself in the woods and go fishing with.
Yeah, no, he's not somebody I don't want to go to the bar and have a drink with either, or he's the kind of person I'd like to take to church. Leave him with the nuns. Let's take him over and leave him with the nuns. Here, sisters, fix this guy.
Here, 3 meter beat this faggot.
Yeah. Wait, you guys still do that yardstick thing?
Right.
Where's those rulers?
Yeah, I still have those camps. I still have those camps. Can we put this guy in one of those camps? You know what kind of camps I'm talking about, right?
The summer camps.
Yeah.
Where they learn how to make soap and lampshades.
Yeah, those.
So, again, we're gonna reel it in a little bit, if I can.
Yeah.
When you guys do go out fishing, I know they got all the trash fish, the carp that are infesting like the Mississippi, the Illinois, the Missouri River, kind of all that shit, which I could say is in your backyard, even if the Missouri is like fucking 1,000 miles away.
Missouri. We can fish to Missouri. It's about 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's not
too bad.
So you do have options to go trout fishing around there if you want.
Well, if we
I
want
don't know about the mainstream Missouri so much.
Yeah. So no, the Missouri that we have access to dumps right into the Mississippi, like around that area, right around St. Louis, kind of.
So that's big water. That's big water.
Yeah. If we want to go trout fishing, we have to go to the Driftless in either Iowa or Wisconsin, which is actually really good trout fishing. Or we go to Michigan, and if I'm going to Michigan, I'm going for steelhead, not trout.
Right. The Michigan fishing, that's what's wild to me too, is I've caught some of those videos of like the Addicted Fishing Gang and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That kind of blows me away at how good the steelhead fishery is in Michigan.
Yeah,
if there's amazing. One thing that fucking witch Whitmer is doing, and maybe I'm not giving her credit, but like the steelhead fishery looks amazing up there.
Yeah, it has been for decades.
You wouldn't expect that, especially being from around here.
Yeah, well, but again, it's the Great Lakes, so it's a very clean, healthy water for them to go out and feed in. There's not a lot of commercial fishing of them. You know what I mean?
I think that's the big ticket is the commercial fishing.
Yeah.
You don't have the orcas in the Great Lakes like you got out in the Sound that are eating all the fish.
Or all the fucking Indians fucking throwing
Yeah.
nets all the way across the fucking river. Maybe.
Right. Yeah, they do huge stockings every year, and then they have even bigger returns. It's really good breeding. So you do catch. I don't want to. You catch wild fish. I won't call them native because they're not native, but you do catch a lot of wild fish. So
It's like same fucking difference up
yeah,
here.
no, I hear you. It is the same difference. Some people get a little weird about that, so I'll say wild fish, not native, so that some idiot somewhere's not like, oh, they're not technically native to that area.
Well, the tribes up here, they don't clip any of their fish. Oh, you got to throw back all native fish. It came from a shit
That's
pond
right.
that you guys all threw dog food into for fucking 5 years. It's
Yeah.
Right.
the whole native fish argument is another fucking deal. But they're at least the fisheries up there are at least doing it. The steelhead fisheries up here, at least run by the state, have gone down every fucking year. And it's
Oh yeah. Even when I left,
they're-
it still that fishing was bad. It was
they're
real bad.
ruining it. And what's wild is, as much as I shit on the natives for how they net and all this, you can go to an Indian reservation where they have their own hatcheries and all that, and you can catch 100 steelhead a day. And you go 20 miles south to a different river off the reservation to where it's run by the state hatchery, and you're not catching anything. It's the state is ruining. It not only is it ruining like opportunities for recreational fishers, it's ruining the guides, the economy of all these little towns that depend on that kind of shit. And they've absolutely decimated it. Just within my like small time frame of fishing, you can say, oh, this is a 50 or 70. This shit's all happened within the last 10 years. And they're ruining towns. They're ruining the little red towns, this isn't Seattle, this isn't Tacoma, this isn't Olympia. These are towns way out in the woods, communities that stick together, that work together. And it's like any opportunity the state gets to just fuck these kind of people over, whether it's in the name of conservation, protecting native species, or whatever their bullshit science comes up with, they go out of their way to fuck over like the heart and soul of this area.
Yeah. The people who pay the taxes, people who live there, the people who enjoy it, maintain it, do,
Yeah. Relatable.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I don't know. The Washington fisheries have always been kind of mismanaged. We'll put it that way. But yeah, I remember when the fishing literally shut off in the Green River. Through Auburn and out that way, Flaming Geyser. You used to be able to catch steelhead out there.
Yeah, that I remember that as a kid going out there fish, or as a kid I wasn't fishing so much, but I was just go out there to swim on through Flaming Geyser, Canasket, Palmer State Park, those kind of areas.
Yeah,
and putting on a set of goggles and just seeing fish everywhere. Same thing. They cut out the winter steelhead program. They chopped that off at the legs. It's been decimated. They get maybe 20 fish back a year, and it's like,
yeah. I mean, it was.
And then you go downstream back by Tequila or whatever, and there's 80 fucking methed out fucking trailers just dumping their shit right into the river. The priorities are so fucked. This had me going on something else too.
Yeah, but yeah, I can remember. I think was it 2011. I want to say I remember. I used to get. It was never. The Green River was never a phenomenal steelhead fishery, but it was beautiful to fish through the gorge there, and I'd maybe get 2 steelhead a season in the winter steelhead season. Like maybe pull 2 up.
Yeah, and it's close to home for like the people in the suburbs and the urban area.
I mean, it wasn't far. It was beautiful. It was just a way to be outdoors in nature in the middle of winter. And then like 1 year I went back and I just never caught a fish there again. Not a trout or a steelhead. It was weird because I used to get, I used to be decent trout fishing in the Green River too.
I'm not going to admit to any felonies, but there are spots where we would, like Highway 18. They kind of have a cutoff. You can only fish from this part of the bridge to that part of the bridge, whatever.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
about. I'm not saying I go and fish, and then it's cut off. You can't fish for this 3-mile section, and up until you get to Metzler Park, and then Flaming Geyser further up. I'm not gonna say I fish those areas, but I've seen some phenomenal fish pulled out of there. And guess who clued me in on this? A Puyallup tribesman member. It's kind of the same thing with the dangerous retards, how we go back and forth, or shit on the. And it's like, I'm not gonna. There's no difference between a nigger and a nigger. I'm like, well, I don't know much about that. But then I kind of fucking around on the internet is what I say. But I have based tribesmen I do work with, or not work with, but that I grew up with, older guys that kind of showed my best friend and his uncle how to fish. So there's some guys in my life that have been around for 30 years, and they're dirty Indian-ish, but they clue me in on the best spots to go out of the steep country to fish. Again, I'm not saying I've done that. They just showed me clues where to go and get these fish.
I've heard that these are things that you could do, and yeah. Yeah, I used to do a lot of fishing in the Squally River too, down in the Squally area.
So that gets me on where I would sneak onto Fort Lewis.
yeah, a lot of people would sneak onto Fort Lewis. I go off post most of the time. Right. When I was in the Army, I didn't fish, and I was stationed at Fort Lewis, so I could have had access to that, but I wasn't a real big fisherman at the time.
I don't know if you did you, because Fort Lewis is so big. It's
massive. It's massive,
square miles big. Did you ever run across Chambers Lake or Chambers Creek?
Yeah.
So get this shit. My brother-in-law, Army, his dad, Army Ranger, all this shit. When I first kind of got into trout fishing, that's actually the first time I caught a cutthroat. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go through Eastgate. We're gonna go through Eastgate, and there's this little lake back here." All right. Didn't think about it for years, for 5 or 7 years. And especially when I had more energy in my 20s, we would go every fucking day after work, cutthroat fishing out there. And then, I don't know, I think it wasn't until Trump's first term, we were out there, and all of a sudden, some MPs pull on us. They're like, "Where's your range pass?" I'm like, "Fuck, I have a rapid gate." So I was working out there a lot, doing concrete and all that shit. I have a rapid gate. They're like, "No, where's your range pass?" I'm like, "Fuck." So they like, "We're not giving you a ticket, but there's amazing cutthroat fish now. We're gonna write you up, and next time we find you out here, you're off base." Oh fuck, dude, I work out here a lot, Danny. I can't get caught. Well, next year, fuck it, we go out there, and they're doing a whole medical training on the side of the river. They got like Vietnam or fucking whatever, one of the old Vietnam fucking movies playing over loudspeakers, and there's all these medics trying to like perform on dummies or some shit. And me and we pull up in the van with the canoe on the top, and we're just like, we just
not today.
We just drive
through them. Like, don't mind me.
Yeah, I'm just here to hang out, and no worries, no bullshit. We got there, we're fishing. There's like, you can hear like guys getting their legs blown apart and shit over the loudspeakers, and these guys like trying to stitch on a deli and shit. No issues.
Yeah.
Several years after that, they have close to the mortar ranges. They used to have like little Iraqi towns and shit set up out there where they would practice maneuvers or whatever during the Middle East wars. There was a full little
on
sand nigger town out there.
Yep.
And we just sneaked through. We just because it was unmanned at that point. So you get on the main base, you could get halfway through Eastgate, and we would just all of a sudden I'm in the middle of a mortar range, and fucking there's a little Afghani town on this side. I'm like, oh, I'm just taking my little Toyota Camry all the way up to the Nisqually, and we would fit. And this went on for years too. We would fish the Nisqually, the Fort Lewis Nisqually side, and pull out. You'd catch chum up to this day. The Christmas chum in the Nisqually was fantastic. The latest kind of run as far run salmon you could get, like most chum as far as Green River, the Hood Canal, all that shit. They're all black and zombied out by now. But the Nisqually had a late run of Christmas chum, and we did that kind of shit for 10 years. And then same thing, one day I'm up there. My brother-in-law's, but I was bringing a buddy out. Hey, we're gonna snake through the mortar range and we're gonna go fucking fish. We're out there smoking weed, doing all our fucking bullshit.
Oh no!
MP pulls in. Got the same run around. Hey, we're not gonna ticket, but we're gonna write you up. And so then I was a little older, kind of wise up. Like, I'm not gonna risk losing my privilege to come on base for this shit. So it's been a while since I've snuck on Fort Lewis. There's been a solid 15 years. We're just out there just going white ham, sneaking through fucking mortar ranges and Abu Dhabi towns on fucking Fort Lewis. A lot of that's changed these days.
You're not. I wouldn't try.
They rehabbed the Chambers Lake. They used to have a little dam out there in the creek before it ran into the river. They annihilated that. So the lake is about 4 feet lower, and they kind of rehabilitated it for native fish. And I haven't really fucked around there much since, but it's just like the memories of breaking onto federal installations to go catch a fish.
Yeah. No, we've all done what we got to do to catch fish sometimes, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So
10-year prison sentence. This fucking send me off to Cuba or whatever that fucking.
Straight to Guantanamo with you.
Yeah.
This nigger's catching too many fish on the bay. Guantanamo his ass. Hey, Emily, Tom, I really do love how y'all let me come on here and just be a complete asshole. Talk some bullshit.
You be you, buddy.
You made the show easy tonight, my buddy.
Yeah.
We just and also everybody got to hear some cool fishing stories, and now maybe somebody's
breaking laws.
Yeah, maybe somebody's
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Scott says that he's hiked Mount Rainier in 2021. Washington is beautiful.
Yes.
What was it? Rick is in the chat.
2009 and 2012.
Rick's here?
Yeah, Rick's in the chat. He said earlier, he has a request, Will. He needs you to shave the soul patch.
You eat a dick, you faggot. Ain't doing that.
It tickles, and you're not so good.
God, Rick is an ultimate troll. I'll give him that much.
He is so good at it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And the other thing that I find even funnier, and this is just like inside baseball because we know Rick, he's got the 4 kids, right? He's a single dad. He's just running the four kid show by himself, and he's trolling us.
Right.
I think that every one of them kind of funnier.
Master multitasker.
Right. Oh yeah, master multitasker. There you go.
I can
not only is he
4 kids and your dumbass, yeah.
Right. Not only is he Florida man, he's out here trolling us and corralling 4 kids.
Oh, good for him.
I want some gator skin. Mail that shit to me. I don't know if that's illegal or not. I don't give a fuck, dude. I want some.
I mean, I think if you have your gator tag and you harvest an alligator, what you do with your harvested alligator that you have the tag for is your business.
I don't know what the fuck I would do with it. I just like tack it to the side of the wall, but that'd be sick.
That just reminded me of a funny joke. So there's these two coon asses and they're putting along through the swamp.
There's
and
two what now?
There's two coon asses and they're putting along through the swamp and they come across this lady out there with a shotgun. And she's like, she shoots an alligator, flips it over, and she's like, God dang it! And goes on, starts stomping around, gets another one, shoots the alligator, flips it over, says, what the heck? And they're like, what are you doing? And she's like, I came out here to get me some alligator boots, and none of these alligators have boots on. Yeah.
All right.
Down south humor. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Southern humor and it's also misogynist.
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. That's fucking
along with the patriarchy and whatnot. Yes.
Along with the patriarchy.
Along with the patriarchy.
But yeah, no tags. Oh, you guys don't do Florida, or Florida doesn't do alligator tags? That's cool. Does that mean you can't hunt them, or you can hunt as many of them as you want?
Yeah, I need clarity on that one.
Yeah, further clarification needed.
Yeah.
Because I know like in Texas there's a specific alligator season and you have to pre-purchase your tags.
That'd be fucking fun.
Yeah.
Now listen. If there's one thing I love, and it's some alligators. If there's one thing I'm terrified of, it's some alligators. In Texas, if you Anahuac, ANNAHUAC, Anahuac, they have an alligator festival every year in September, and it's actually at the end of alligator season, and it's an entire like county fair type of thing centered around alligators. So you have like an alligator weigh-in. You have all the fried alligator you could shove down your gullet. I know, Scott. Me neither, man. Me neither. But they're gonna have to. Neither one of them, like neither. They're on the coast, though. They're gonna have to like meet in the middle.
Yeah,
guys supposed to get vacation to Illinois to meet us halfway.
Oh,
wait, what's that?
I think I'd have to kill Toad for Emily's hand though. Like that is.
Then we'll do like a driftless camp
Not
trip.
happening.
Yeah. You guys all come to Illinois. We'll go do a fishing trip in the driftless.
Yeah. All this talk about the Illinois, or not Illinois, Indiana dunes and all that stuff. I've been saying, you just fly into the Peoria airport. I will pick you up. And like, let's go to the fucking those weird dunes.
The Indiana dunes, we've been there.
The mounds.
Oh, the Cahokia Mounds.
Yeah, the mounds.
Yeah, they're 2 hours away.
Yeah, they're like,
we've been there too.
Alien mounds.
Yeah, we were there. I didn't see any aliens when I was there.
Like we've been there.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a spooky ancestors were here vibe.
No.
I was just like, this is probably V1 dump.
I was gonna say it seems pretty fake and
probably where
gay.
we got the idea of the landfill.
Right.
Is the vibe I get from
it very well could just be landfill. Like they're treated like idiots. Like it was 100 years ago, people.
Was there any publications about this landfill? Did it make the front page anywhere? The answer was no, and they're like, tell them it was the Indians. We need money.
Yeah, right.
The default. Fuck the Indians. Blame it on them.
Right, yeah, they're not here to defend themselves. They're not here to tell the truth. They did.
Yeah, the Cahokia Mountains felt pretty fake and gay to me, but that's just me.
Yeah.
If I had to put a label
on it, right?
I need to get more water.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Goodness gracious!
What?
Oh, Rick, I'm not even gonna read that. Florida. Okay, so Florida does have tags for alligators. Rick does not. So that's fun. Florida. It's illegal to hunt alligators in Florida. That's fun. I just checked. You can hunt alligator in Florida. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's the plan. We'll go to Florida and hunt alligators. How was your Christmas, Will? What did you do? Did you hung out with family earlier today?
No, today I woke up I woke up late because I was up till 4 a.m. dancing like a dumb fuck. But no, last night I met up with my dad and stepmom, and he's now at the house. My grandma, the same house where ever since I was a little kid, we would go and celebrate on Christmas Eve, get the best presents.
Yep,
Grandma passed away years ago. Dad has a house now, moved in. He's kind of thinking of selling it. Anywho's, my 2 sisters and my 9 nieces between them were all there. So I have nieces all the way from like 2 years old to 16.
Oh, wow.
And so I got some stuffed animals. I got, what was that? Nintendo Switch games, because they got Nintendo. 3 of them got it, or they got 2 Nintendos to kind of just share between the 3 of them. So I got them a couple Nintendo Switch games. After that, little older niece, she likes Starbucks. She's probably gonna turn out to be a liberal. So she likes Starbucks. I got her a Starbucks card.
They all
and
go
then the next niece after that, she just got her first car. She's been driving it for a couple months. So I gave her $100 in gas money. So I just kind of spoiled the 9 nieces. I got my dad and my stepmom some Seahawk jerseys and shit, just because I don't really give a fuck about that shit all much. But like every time, like my dad just wants to hang out, of course, see his son, connect. So I've kind of made a habit the last few years of on Sundays when Seahawks games are playing, I'll go over there and just watch the game with him.
Yeah.
So I've just they've all got like 8 Seahawk jerseys and I just get them that same or Seahawk slippers, all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
So just hanging out at the Pop's house. Just having a good, family time. We had Chinese food. Like, I don't know if it's nice, but it was what it was.
We talked about doing Chinese food tonight too, and said we had turkey sandwiches, bud. So
dude, I would have killed for a fucking turkey. I would have fucking killed someone for a turkey.
Deli place turkey,
I was
not
about
turkey.
to say, it wasn't actual Emily cooked a turkey. It was just like cold cuts.
Yeah.
It was a peppered oven roasted turkey. It wasn't anything special.
Yeah, no, just turkey sandwiches with bacon. Yeah.
Turkey sandwiches with some bacon. And what was it?
Soup.
The bean and bacon soup.
Yeah.
But the conversation when I said that was what was for dinner, it was like I think Hadley was the one who mentioned it.
No, I did.
No, Tom mentioned it.
I was like, would we ever?
It was like,
oh,
don't we do Chinese food on Christmas? Isn't that a thing?
Isn't that what we do another thing?
Christmas story.
We do pizza on Thanksgiving, so why not do Chinese food on Christmas?
But the thing is we don't have any good Chinese food.
No, I know.
We don't. Every time we order it, we're like they miss something. Inevitably, they miss something. And then also like halfway through, you're just like,
There's no chinks in the Midwest. What's going on?
No, there's no good Chinese food once you leave the West Coast, buddy.
There's no good chinks in the Midwest. There's no good beaners in the Midwest.
Honestly, the further east you go from like the West Coast, the worse the Chinese food gets.
Yes.
The Chinese food on the East Coast is far worse than the Chinese food in this little tiny Midwest town we live in.
That is true. Yeah. So it's been like what 7 years now since we've had like good Chinese food.
Yeah.
Namely teriyaki.
I'd kill for yeah.
I was just about to say I might punch an ugly baby for some Pacific Ave teriyaki.
Yeah. Or was that place
salad?
What's that place in Auburn?
Who brought up the chat? You guys don't have roach coaches or carne asada fries?
No, we don't have any of that good stuff.
We don't have that kind of immigrant here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Well, no, not thank God, buddy. The Roach Coach immigrants are fucking dope. They're the best kind. The open up the feed you your own cats and dogs that you can't take care of Chinese food places. Those are the best kind of immigrants.
Yeah.
Those are fucking ingenuitive, driven motherfuckers.
They open a business, they pay taxes, they don't.
At least they're paying taxes and putting work into the economy.
Yeah.
Right. No, not the
Yeah, no, we need
variety.
we need the food service immigrants. Those
Right.
those are the ones we want to keep.
Driven, I can cook. I could be
I
useful.
like the food service immigrants.
Yes.
Those are good.
Those are the best kind.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Entrepreneurial
If
food
we get
service
canceled,
immigrants.
this will be why.
Taco truck. We need more good taco trucks, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, there used to be. This is going back years. I used to work years ago at Quorum Hyundai. There on the corner of River Road and Meridian. I worked there for like 10 years. And yeah, you know that little Shell station. If you go down Meridian through downtown, and there's that little Shell station there. There used to be a guy.
There's a weed shop right next to it now.
Okay, there used to be a guy who parked his taco truck at that Shell station, and I used to go there for lunch all the time when I worked at Quorum. This is back like, oh God, I want to say like 2010 to like 2000.
You need to get checked for worms, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, no, that
that's
guy
not
had.
where he got him.
I always go there and get to leave it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that truck was still there in 2018 when we
Right.
left. Yeah, that guy's been there forever. He's probably still there.
I'll check him out. I'll send you a video.
If he's still there, get the mulitas. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, that taco truck is so good. I need one of those in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth dealing with the other problems with Washington State though for the good food,
No, it's not.
like the homeless and the crime and the liberals and the, if you have kids, the school system's going to turn them trans.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the one thing. Like I slowly am trying to like clue the kids on. They used to hate me because back in the day I was like a back the blue kind of faggot, and then like all my little nieces were turning into like BLM lovers.
Right.
And they hated me. And then all of a sudden, like COVID, all this shit, I'm like well, it's not Jay Inslee that's arresting me for not wearing a mask. It's these faggot cops that are doing it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, it started turning some wheels, all this shit.
Yeah.
So now I've kind of connected with, and this is, my brother-in-law, he's a big old Army hick, hunting, this or that, and it's like his kids are slowly turning into little liberal cocksuckers. But I've found the way to connect with them is, and like unwittingly, and I was like, well, I can't remember what was happening, but like, dude, fuck that, fuck the police. And I watched my niece's eyes just go.
Right, yeah. What did you say?
What the fuck?
What did I
And
hear?
we've been having a lot of fun since then. It's like I'm not, it's family. Like you're not trying to beat them up on bullshit. Like I'm not trying to drive a wedge between them. Just kind of finding where I can find points to get in with the girls.
Yeah.
And have a good time and the whole like Tim Pool back the blue cuck bullshit that got us a little bit closer, because she was kind of one of those girls like, oh fuck, when you get her on my medication she might start cutting herself, all this shit. Like no, you just find a spot where you can connect with people.
Yeah.
Okay, and to respond to Apple Eater here.
Apple's here? Straight out of Apple chat?
Yeah. Asked why food in the Midwest is bad. It's not that food in the Midwest is bad. There's actually some really, really good food in the Midwest. Ethnic food is bad in the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
So you're not going to get good Asian food or good Mexican food, like real Mexican.
Right. You're not gonna find real Italian food.
Yeah, it's hit or miss depending on where you go. Especially the closer you go to Chicago.
Well, yeah.
But no, it's just mainly like Hispanic and Asian foods, Thai food. You get good Indian food out here. There's lots of Indians working in engineering jobs. So you got, there's a need for it. They bring in family members.
I was about to say some cousins come over.
Yeah, family members come and open restaurants, and so you can get good Indian food around here. That's about it, though.
If that's what you like.
But then if you like burgers, steakhouses, smokehouses, like American kind of food, you can get really good food out here.
Yeah, no shortage of that.
Yeah. So it's not like we can't get good food. We just can't get good ethnic food. The lack of ethnic people is why you can't get good ethnic food.
You can't find a plate full of shit cooked by an Indian guy out there. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can get good Indian food if you're into Indian food. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not that great. I like that you try to be the uncle who wants to
That is correct.
connect with your nieces, because it is important for if you are the aunt or the uncle to like be the not necessarily like the cool uncle or cool aunt, but like you want to have a line to that young person so that way when the shit does hit the fan and they can't call grandma and they can't call mama, they'll be like, "Oh, I could call Uncle Will and Uncle Will help me figure this out. I can trust him. The things that he said to me, the stories that he's told me, the wisdom that he's imparted on me, the little comments, the little things that clicked eventually, I could trust him. I can call him. I can, he could be the source of, a solution or whatever. Because for a lot of young people, when they get in positions and they make the bad decisions, it's not necessarily because they're just being like young and dumb and wanting to make the bad choice. Rewind to when we were that young person in that situation. Did we have anyone to call? Did we have anyone to go to? Right? And if
who are you gonna
did,
call the racist uncle?
to the rescue.
You're exactly right, and it's like kind of beyond the meme. Yeah, I'm kind of like exposing them to racism, which I feel is kind of
there, though.
Good, but like showing love in other parts where it's like, maybe he's not such like a complete idiot, like
right.
in their minds. You gotta find a way with the family. Yeah. And I'm not their father. I'm not going to beat the liberal out of them or whatever. Like,
you're their uncle. You're just
I'll just try and flip the script on what the faggot teachers are teaching them.
Right.
Yeah.
Just try to give them a rebuttal with a little common sense. You know what I mean? Like dumb it really far down. Like really, I find that works the best.
It does.
Especially with people like who aren't super formed in their opinion yet. If you get them early enough in this formation, if you hit them with like some really basic, stupid, like dumb it down a lot to the most logical thing, like people go, "Oh yeah, that's dumb." Yeah, okay. Once they're too invested in it, it's like they go, "Yeah, do whatever, man," and they'll basically like knowing the wrong still fight. Like
right, because
you can prove it, and they'll just start with personal attacks. There's no once it's become part of who they are. It's too late. But if you can get them early, yeah, you can kind of.
Right.
Some of them, they're late on it, but it's like, and I feel like their brain has been the Washington State education system. They've kind of got hooks in a few of them. And fuck, I'll be that nigger. I'll do what I can to flip the script.
Yeah. And I'm not prejudging your sisters. I just know how us women are. The sooner and better you can get mom / your sister on your side of it, the better. Any of the issues, like run it by your sister, be like, where do you stand on this? And if her position is wrong, be like, I love you, but no, you're dumb.
So they're all kind of right-ish leaning.
Okay.
But some of them kind of take like, I love my daughter so much, I'm not gonna traumatize her anymore and bully her into doing shit.
Yeah. That's dumb.
As a mom, that's hard. As a mom, that's the default because you're like, well, I don't want to be mean.
And then as a dad, it's
like it's not fucking mean. It's necessary.
It's like, here comes the racist uncle to fucking get the job.
But that is the problem with society with fatherless homes, though, because moms want to be a certain way, and sometimes dads have to overrule and be like, no, we're going to discipline our child for being.
Can I ask you guys? Maybe we cut it off here, or maybe you give me I have to pee.
Go for it, buddy.
Go for it, bud.
Go for it.
Yeah, go pee.
I want to go pee.
everyone is allowed to take a potty break.
Yeah.
Amanda, we're talking about pottying and dudes. Do not try to be a hero. Do not try to see how long you can hold it. If you're a man, you have a prostate.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
do that.
You should have won a long time ago.
Don't do that.
We can
That's
wait.
not good for you. That's like that's just as bad as your wife going over on the oil change. That's just as bad as the girls letting the oil change not be done. Right? Like
Yeah.
we can't clown them if you're holding your pee. That's not healthy.
Yeah. So
Not a doctor.
I hope everybody's Christmas as well. Since we got a break in the entertainment here. What is you think you're
There's no break in the entertainment. The chat's running. And also one other thing that happened in the chat as it rolled by. Not only is Hubert wrangling 4 kids and trolling us, they're homeschooled too.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Right.
It doesn't stop. I'm the fun uncle. Spent most of Christmas borrowing my nephew. Can't let them be on the wrong side of a ninger. Agreed. Can't have that happening. Nope.
Just exploding your skin.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
That's
all right.
Wild.
Well, maybe now's not a good time to talk about all the masses we went to in the last 2 days.
Oh no, now it's the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did 4 in the last 2 days.
Yeah. Did the Christmas Eve vigil mass, then the Christmas Eve midnight mass, which is done at 10 p.m. nowadays, which is weird to me that midnight mass is now at 10 p.m. But that's Vatican II Church for you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Grinning Winter, for the $2 Rumble rant.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate.
Hit the Rumble button. What Rumble?
Oh, I think it's the like button.
Oh,
or
okay.
I don't know what the Rumble button is.
Yeah, we hit the Rumble button. Lazy bigots. Unless we're the lazy bigots. I don't know.
Dangerous retard.
Yeah. Anyway, so we did the vigil mass and the midnight mass, which is actually at 10 p.m. In Vatican II Church. Then this morning we did the mass at dawn, which was at 8 a.m., not at dawn. And then the 10:30 mass. So there's 4 Christmas masses. We hit all 4 of them.
Yes.
Beautiful masses.
It was
some of those beautiful masses I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And we didn't even hit, and they were just Novus Ordo masses.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what a Christmas Latin mass is like.
Next year.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, we went to Sacred Heart last night, which is that real traditional Novus Ordo that we like so much. And it did not disappoint.
It didn't.
Oh no, they had an orchestra up in the balcony with the organist and the
full choir.
Yeah, choir. It was
an experience.
It was an experience.
Yeah.
And then the mass at our church, the midnight mass, wasn't that bad.
No,
it was. I mean, after going Sacred Heart with the huge organ and the orchestra, it was, we had a piano and a flute.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was no Latin chanting. It was sung in English.
Yeah.
So, but it was still not bad. And then, hello, sir.
And we're back.
And then today we went to mass at the cathedral.
Oh yeah, mass at the cathedral with the bishop.
Bishop, yes. So we went and the bishop did mass at the cathedral today. We went and saw that. We're talking about all the masses we went to while you were using the bathroom. The chat was not
what? I'm sorry. I'm still listening. Did you say
mass?
Did you say while I was using math?
The bathroom is what I said.
You could have used it. Sorry, that's a Washington. That's a Washington.
Yeah, no, it's understandable.
We
why
just
you would
assumed
think
because of where you live.
I'm too fat to be a fucking tweaker.
I've seen some fat tweakers, but I don't know.
No, he's got a clean streak. He's good.
Yeah.
Shout out Top Lobster and the Mind Comfy line.
My nigga. Sorry, getting my shit all right again.
Oh, Ginny needs a green check. Cheap bigot. I see. Apparently, we're calling Ginny a cheap bigot now.
We don't pick on Ginny.
But
I mean,
clearly, some people do. I didn't, but
I ain't gonna tell you to tread lightly.
she
I'm
say?
just gonna tell you that Ginny is treasured.
She freely admits
Oh,
it.
she
She's
said,
okay.
okay, she's
She's a cheap bigot. Okay.
I'm a cheap bigot too. I'm not paying
Yeah.
$10 a month for Rumble. I mean, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, she's not a cheap bigot. She just has other places where she spends her money. Oh, zones. How are
Zone.
those? Oh,
They come in 9 milligrammers. Like you can only get a Zen at a 6 around
Yeah.
here, unless like you go to the Indians. Dude, I'm using these to step up my nicotine intake. I'm on the 9 milligrammers now.
So
God,
I've been using the new Alp ones from Tucker Carlson in the 9 milligram. They're pretty good. My shipment was supposed to be here on Saturday, but it is not. It will be here tomorrow. So I've been for the last 2 days using these Velo.
you
I
have
don't
to
know.
go down.
Oh, there we go.
the yellow's contrasting.
Yeah.
It is. Hold on. Oh, here's what I'll do.
Set it to you, and maybe the glare won't be so bad. Wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're the
Get
Velo
blue
Plus.
ones, Tom.
Yeah, they're the Velo Plus in the 9 milligrams. They're not horrible, but they're not. I like those the tropical fruit ones from Alp. They're really
Do
good.
you guys have Indians you can buy tobacco from around there?
No, we don't.
No.
Not right around here. We could drive up to Wisconsin or down to Missouri and get it, but like no,
It's not worth the drive.
it's not worth the drive. I don't.
Yeah.
I order my pipe tobacco online and my pouches online. So I don't know. That's the best I can do.
Yep.
If there's one thing I love the Indians for around here, it's the fireworks and the tobacco. Like the niggas got the shit on the lock.
Yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, when I lived in Washington, I didn't buy tobacco from anybody but the Indians. Yeah, River Road's the smoke shop on River Road there, or
any of the several drive-throughs.
Yeah, the Thunderbird. I used to go to Thunderbird. I used to go drink at the Thunderbird a lot too.
Was that the Thunderbird? That was on Waller Road or Portland Ave?
72nd Waller.
72nd Waller. Shit! I used to go out for breakfast with my grandma at the Thunderbird. Dude, those Indians can cook a mean ass scrambled egg. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, I used to live right down the street. I used to live right there around 72nd Waller Road for a lot of years when I was with my ex.
I don't want to dispel any. I really don't want to ruin this for you, but back when you were going to the Thunderbird for breakfast, it was a probably at that time he was about 40-something years old, but he's just a skinny white dude.
Who?
Howard. His name's Howard. He's passed away now, but his name's Howard, and he was the cook at the Thunderbird.
Was he an Indian?
No, he was a white dude. The lady who owns it, Vicky, the lady who owns the Thunderbird, she's Indian, and her father, the guy who did it or whatever, he's Indian. The owners are Indian, but the staff is white people.
Yeah, it's all white people to work there.
Staff is white people.
Smoke shop and the restaurant side.
Yeah.
I think this happened after y'all left, but now they've moved the like where you buy at least as far as the Puyallup Indians out of Fife, and the whole fireworks station is right behind the Thunderbird now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they turned that empty lot behind them into their fireworks shack.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, though.
And they still keep it open, like even after like fireworks season. So they got like 8 food trucks out there. They put a pot shop out there too. Now the Indians are going hard on the weed right now.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah.
They know how to franchise at the very least.
Oh yeah, well they took basically the especially the Puyallup tribe. They took everything they learned with all that casino money and dealing, and translated it. You know, like we're doing good with tobacco and casinos, and they got a good business model. And they just expanded it to everything now. Yeah.
Yeah. They had the Indians had just gotten into the cannabis game as we were leaving. I remember it was the Nisqually tribe. They were the first ones to like really jump head first into it, and they were killing it. And when I saw the Nisqually was doing good with it, I was like, it's a wrap for Washington. Corporate weed will never stand a chance. Never.
No.
Curaleaf will not set foot in Washington thanks to the fucking Indians, and I love that for y'all.
Well, also the way the laws are set up so that anybody can, Illinois is one of those shitty corporate weed states. It's all corporate weed, so it's all super expensive. And Michigan
for dispensary.
Yeah, and Michigan is more like California and Washington, where anybody who wants to apply for a license can get a license and grow and sell weed. And because of it, weed is so cheap. Like we can drive to 3 hours to Michigan and buy weed for about $45 to $50 an ounce for decent weed.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah,
I remember. So this is how old I am. I used to work at Blockbuster and going to like the neighbor or the coworker's house to go buy a sack of weed for like $300 or some fucking goofy ass shit.
Yep.
And now it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I remember having to pay like $320 an ounce for a long time, and then like I remember when I was down to paying like $200 an ounce. I thought I was I'm getting such cheap weed at $200 an ounce, and then and then we lived out in Washington. Like you could go buy $100 ounce at the store. Then you know what I mean. By the time we left there, and now, like I said, now you go into places and $40-$50 an ounce.
Yeah,
they'll sell you like a pound of shake for $30.
Oh, just being a broke ass nigga, early 20s, like I don't know what, $13 an hour, and just smoking resin like a crackhead. I've
been there, but I did that in my 20s, just scraping bowls, and like I would never think to do it now. Like the thought of it now makes me want to vomit. But I'm not gonna pretend like I was never.
It's fucking so fucking nasty.
I spent a lot of years as like a backpacking bum. Like I had a job, all the time, but like all my money went into like travel and backpacking and mountaineering and that kind of stuff. And so like, I've been there, like, just scraping, like I got no money.
Scraping the lead off the pipe just to get a fucking little buzz.
Yeah. Oh man, the thought of it now makes me cringe, but yes, I have been there, sir. Ugh. And you always felt like shit after smoking it too. It was never a good high. It was horrible.
Like that instant headache.
No, just that instant lazy. I don't want to do nothing now. I'm like, I feel like crap.
This shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I'd rather smoke stems.
Yeah, Malort price is going up. Oh, that's you.
Oh, yeah, that was me. Def found it at a store. He asked how much it is around us because it was almost 30 where he's at.
Yeah, when we first started buying Malort, it was $23, and now it's $28.
Yeah.
Wait, are we talking about the mort drink, the woodworm? Malort.
My lord.
I'd never even heard of that shit until Emily started posting like mad niggerish photos. Like, oh, I got this little Malort shooter. Like,
so back when we lived in the area, I was a bartender. I worked at the Hard Luck. I worked at the Y. I worked at All Seasons. I used to shoot darts at the Thunderbird 2 nights a week. I worked at the Elks Lodge or the Moose Lodge in Lakewood, the Eagles Club in Spanaway before it shut down. Like I've bartended pretty much everywhere. And being a bartender, I was in a bunch of bartending groups on Facebook, and I found myself in a bartending group for bartenders in the Wrigley Field area. And I loved it because they always had the craziest stories. Like they're the only bartender group that could compare to like Pierce County bartending, where we like share the stories of like, hey, this dude's just coming in and running out on tabs. Hey, have you guys seen the crazy guy who talks to the rocks? Well, I haven't seen him in a while. Oh no, he was just here fucking running through butts. So anyway, so I was in this Facebook group for the Wrigley Field bartenders, and they would talk about Malort. And I would hear the horror stories, and I'm like, if I ever can try this, I'm gonna. And then luck would have it, God would arrange it to where I live in Illinois and I can get it.
Yeah, we live right on the outskirts of where you can get it too.
And that's all, it's all I drink now. I mean, and anytime I try to drink anything else, I get too fucking shit housed and it's embarrassing. But it's
You're not getting shit housed off Malort.
mm-mm.
No.
It's happened twice, but it's taken me a half a bottle.
So again, like I did not hear about this until he started posting pictures, and it's like I got to do some research on this shit. And I looked up Malort, and it says the worst liquor ever made.
That seems to be the general consensus.
It is.
That was my thoughts the first time we tried. So we got here in January 2nd
Mhm.
of 2022.
Yep.
And we like literally unloaded our U-Haul and started to get the house up. We were probably here 3 nights, and we went to the liquor store and bought a bottle of Malort
Mhm.
because we're like, let's see if they got it. And like, yeah, they got it.
It's happening, and
So
it's
we get
under
home.
$25.
Yeah.
Sold.
So we get home, we open the bottle, and I take a sniff. I'm like, oh god, this isn't gonna be good.
And I was like, I know it's not.
Yeah. So
I am prepared for terrible.
took a swig, made a face, wanted to vomit. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth ever. Like this is this, she tries it, she agrees, same thing. We're both like trying not to throw up or trying to throw up.
Yes. Might make it better.
Took another swig, like, nope, it's still just as bad.
Still
But like
terrible.
but I don't know. I was like, I paid for this bottle. I'm gonna finish it.
You gotta finish it. You gotta finish it.
So-
And then by the end of it,
Yeah, over the course of like a week and a half, we drank that bottle. And when it emptied, we both looked at each other and was like, let's
should we get another one?
get another bottle.
Let's try it again.
And after the second bottle, we were hooked. We're like, it just, I don't
Yeah,
know, it
this
tastes
is it
okay now. I don't know.
Yep, this is it now.
Steel 40, like you guys made Mad Nick rich.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, I've never had one of those.
What's that?
A 40, a steel reserve.
Oh,
40.
I've had Steel Reserve 40s before. Oh, yeah.
No.
Malt liquor.
I always managed to modify the rules enough that I never had to participate in any steel.
Good
40s.
evening, Haram.
I'll take 2 Keystones, two big old Keystones to the one Steel Reserve. They just make it 3. I'll do 3 Keystones. Just keep the Steel
Yes.
Reserve away from me.
Merry Christmas to Haram.
Ah, Merry Christmas.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas, Ron. Love you, nigger.
Oh, Nancy, were you a bartender too? Oh yeah. They you hear the craziest shit. The craziest shit. People, and it's not even, they don't even really have to be that drunk. They just see the bartender and they're like, someone I can tell all the stories to. Start vomiting your life story.
Mad Dog 2020s and St. Ides. Yes, sir.
Ugh.
Yeah, I grew up on those myself. Yeah. St. Ides and Old English 800.
Have a good evening, Rick. It's okay if we will do this again. We will plan it better. We will not blindside you 2 days before.
Fuck you, Rick.
You pointed that gun right at us. You saw him.
I did.
That was crazy.
That was for Rick. Sorry. I'm calling.
Wasn't
I'm
us.
calling.
Do not be alarmed, people. He was not aiming at
That
you.
bullet could have came right through that camera and hit me.
It could have.
Oh,
Man.
oh man.
Yes.
So
If you're gonna drink malt liquor.
but yeah, so we bought Malort, thought it was disgusting, and just kept drinking it anyway.
Yeah.
Is really kind of what happened. Moral of the story there.
And now I'm on a mission to secretly introduce it to everyone and have a entire fleet of Malort drinkers. I wanted to just keep the company in business. They've been in business since 1933. So
Yeah.
And we need someone other than the gays drinking it, ironically.
And honestly, it goes well with a pipe. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It pairs well with pipe tobacco. So
Oh, thank you for the $1 rumble. Grinning Winner 9 asking, how many times have you said nigger this stream?
Start a nigger tower. $5 at a time, you faggots.
Well, I didn't have the counter running this episode.
yeah,
I'll let you know on the replay though.
yeah, it was said a lot.
I will consciously remember to count them.
We'll see how long this video stays on YouTube.
Weird, don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, as long as it doesn't come with a strike.
Yeah, who
fine.
cares?
Oh no, that's how they take it down. They'd be like, "You said the no words.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't.
You can't
Well-
talk like that on this Zionist app."
We got one too many G's in there, guys. Start over.
Masad.
Ugh.
Oh no, it's okay. And I triple go nice. Yeah, Rick, I'm with you, and I hate that, and that's why I want us people who enjoy it to outnumber them.
What's that? What are we talking about?
Rick says the gays don't have a gag reflex. It makes them perfect candidates to drink Malort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The chat,
They're really
the
struggling.
chat is like almost all the fun and all the shit. And I'm kind of quite
They
honestly,
are.
I'm happy I can't see it right now. Besides,
Oh,
like what you guys post
You
up like
sometimes
on.
You can see it if you go up in the top corner of the screen.
I
see
don't
He's on his
I
phone
see it.
Oh, he's on a phone screen. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm just hanging on by a thread.
It does add a layer, and it can be quite distracting. But
Yeah.
also it is an integral part of the show.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Little inside knowledge here. Some shows were just, I don't know, man. The mood, you're just not in the right mood. You're just not in the right vibe. It's just you don't have a good topic, whatever it is. And sometimes you come into those shows and the chat starts popping, and it's like,
Okay, we can run with it'll be.
It makes
we
the
can make
show
it
better. It does. It gets you back in that spot. It gives you something to talk about when you don't have such a lot of good content that day. You know, like.
Good night, Rick.
So, yeah, no, the chat it makes or breaks the show sometimes as a person on this side of it. I'll be honest.
Yeah. They did get a successful tower in.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Yes, we do have a successful tower. All the way back to the beginning.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, I gotta find
my knickers.
Oh,
this board's a little slow.
well, there's lots of layers.
Yeah, I got like 82 banks of sound effects here. I got to get back to the first one.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. We got the tower.
Oh, $1 more from Grinning Winter 9. Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
That is loud.
That's the loudest button on there.
Applause.
Okay.
Now we can go back to the end.
I have a question. How did you guys get on the Squatch and Nate like Schizo News network? That shit blows my mind.
They hit us up.
Yeah, Squatch one day was like, "Hey, you guys want to come on the show?" And then every week since then, he's asked us to come back, and we keep coming back.
Yeah, there was one weekend that we weren't able to do it. We were doing something else. But we enjoy it. It's definitely like at first I was kind of thinking to myself like, it's past my bedtime. I don't know if I could stay up late.
Thank you, Grinning Winter, for the.
I don't know if I can hang with all these like guys jerking off in the video section.
It is very gay.
I could not believe y'all came back.
There's a lot of gay.
That was fucking wild.
So part of the reason, like, I think I've only ever like actually listened to maybe 4 Tower Gang episodes. Like I have very little to do with it. The individuals who are on that show, a few of them I find interesting. But I can't. It's too gay. It's too furta. It's too locker room. It's just not for me. And then I sit on Schizo News Network and I find myself sometimes feeling the same way. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be here. But then I also think to myself, I'm like, most people shouldn't subject themselves to this. This shouldn't. Nobody should do this. It's not a me shouldn't do this. But there's a lot of gaiety. There's a lot of gaiety.
Yeah.
And a lot of ripping on Jules for being gay, which
Jules, you handsome faggot.
Yes.
Which on occasion is humorous, but then it's also very ironic when it's the gaiety that it is, and then ripping on homie for gayness. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I just chalk it up to man humor, and I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly what it is. It's man humor, and you don't get it. I get it.
I'm like, as a lady, I don't get this. I don't. It's okay.
Yeah. It's
I'll keep doing my chick vision, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. It's not a particular type of humor that I do that I'm super into all the time, but I can have fun with it. So I coming to do it. I enjoy hanging out with Nate and Squatch, to be honest with you, and that's
Yeah.
why I keep going back.
The sidebar conversations, the banter around the gayness and the chick vision stuff, like that makes it worth it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
But
I'll take notes to production.
yeah, it comes down to the guys for me. I like hanging out with the
It's
guys
fun.
on the show. I have a good time doing it.
It used to be yours. Oh gosh, Jules. There's a backstory. I'm gonna have to hear the tea one day.
What happened?
Uh,
Oh, it used to be my show.
I'm gonna need the tea on that.
Yeah, I'll
I love you, Jules.
Jules' wife banned me from the chat for saying nigger so much.
I can
Real
understand
story.
how a lady might see the overuse of the N word as a bad thing. Our lady brain says that's not nice.
Oh,
Even though
It's not for everyone, for sure.
me.
And I'm joking. Jules didn't ban me. He's a real ass motherfucker.
He is a real good. I was about to say he's a real giga nigga. But right. That's not exactly the right thing to label Jules as. Jules is great. We love Great Build. Go check out Great Build podcast. Merry
The
Christmas, Rudy.
grapist.
Merry Christmas, Rudy. I just saw you popped in there.
Snuck in on X.
Yeah. The last fishing show we did. Well, the last show we did that we talked about fishing
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. It was Rudy. We'll have to get Rudy on here next time. We want to do a fishing show too. Yeah.
Rudy does a lot of bass fishing.
Excuse me. I'm so ready for the next fishing podcast. Em and Tom, I can't believe the opportunity.
All
Just
right.
to be an asshole. Like this is
Just be an asshole on the internet for a little while. Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
it's good. And
I enjoy being an asshole on the internet sometimes too. We do some serious stuff sometimes, so it's also fun to just get on here and talk shit, make jokes. So we've had a good time. We appreciate it. So, but yeah, we're at about 2 hours, so I think we're gonna call it a show.
Holy moly.
Yeah,
That
we're
went
right at
quick.
2 hours. So thanks for coming out, Will. Y'all know Meat Cavern. Hit him up on X.
Yes.
I'm sure he'll be
Find
hanging
him
out.
on X or in a live chat near you.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be hanging out talking shit.
let's go, my knickers. And thanks, Em. Thanks, Tom. You guys have been real sweet.
Oh, that's hilarious, Nancy. That's what I'm I'm like positioning up to pull up the horseshoes and hand
Yeah,
grenades
that's
link
why
so we can
I'm
raid.
I'm waiting to end the stream real quick so we can raid horseshoes and hand grenades.
Let's fucking go. Let's raid. Let's
There-
raid Connie. Call him a
there-
faggot.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I had to dip out of Assbutt's music stream earlier, but it was a good time.
It was wild.
kept doing
Assbutt's real ass giga nigger for sure.
let me see. Okay, cool. They are registering as live. Let's take that. Minimize this. Do a /raid. Hurry up and finish that tower so I don't miss out it. We got E. We got E. GB.
There we go.
Yeah,
We got another tower.
Sweet.
Knickers.
There we go.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, cool.
All right. Did you rate it?
We are rating.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. We will see you guys later. Will, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
We will be back Sunday.
Yes.
We love you guys. God bless you all. Merry
And,
Christmas.
We'll see you
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
We'll see you guys over in the horseshoes and hand grenades chat. So have a good one, guys. Thanks for coming out.